inevitable.
You have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
I'm totally Batman.
Oh, man!
Shh. Communing with the earth spirits.
Welcome to California, bud.
Cowabunga.
And after that, I just sort of space out for about an hour.
Cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. This week, we're looking ahead to all of the movie releases in 2023. Movies are back, and so are we. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hey guys, it's Prague.
And this is Alexander Wolfgang. What's up, fellas?
Movies are back, baby.
Movies are back. Are you guys excited? We're gonna now sit in theaters without being nervous about it. I know that we've been doing that for a while now, but now it's
You're
like
in there, sure.
but now I kind of feel like I don't need to worry as much anymore. So now it's like maybe I will be going to see movies this year. And I think I will, because we've got a jam-packed list here, friends.
Yeah, and I guess your kid is grown up enough that you can probably leave the house without having to worry about that too much either. I know that was an issue.
Well, honestly, dude, like now that I have my own business, I can actually find time during the day when she's either at daycare or she's with a babysitter where I'm like, oh, this is great. I could step away for 2 hours and nobody will even know where I'm going.
And it's just a business expense, movie ticket.
Exactly.
Popcorn,
I can write this
business
off.
expense.
Write it all off. It's what I do. It's what I do for work. So it works, guys.
Perfect.
Yes.
And if it's a matinee, it's cheaper. So
That's
win-win.
kind of what I'm thinking too. Just do a matinee. Why would I
Just
want
don't go to those $5 Tuesdays where you go to people who... I don't even know why they spend the $5, because they don't want to be there.
Yeah, they don't. On their
That
phone,
makes me nervous.
yelling, talking. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like any of that. See, here's the thing. I don't like when people are near me.
I don't like
in the
people.
movie theater.
I don't like people.
I should have just said don't like people, period. I should have just ended it there. But it's true, man. Every time that I've ever gone to the movie theater, there's always like one person in the theater that's doing something that's just, it annoys me to where I'm like, this is why I don't like coming to theaters.
Yeah.
And all it takes
There's
is one
no
person.
solution for that.
No, there really isn't.
There is. Yes, actually there is. Stay home and wait for movies to come to streaming service near you.
It's such
That
a long
is
wait,
something that
though.
I do enjoy.
By the time you watch it, everyone just like doesn't even care.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to talk about that film. I'm like, but I just
know,
watched it.
especially for us who have a podcast, and it's like, oh, what do we do?
Yeah,
It's like Black
shoot, we had
Panther's
to
coming
interact.
to Disney Plus in February, but it came out. We talked about it last year, way long time ago. It's like I don't care
7
about it
months
in
ago?
February.
I was about to say what I saw. It wasn't an advertisement, but it was like a marquee somewhere. It was like at 7-Eleven or something like that, and it was the Black Panther 2 marquee. And I was like, are people still talking about this movie? Is this like, I don't remember it having the same type of hype that it had, like the first movie had. The first movie was like the greatest thing to ever come to Marvel until you watched it, and it was like, no, okay, this is okay. But the second movie didn't have that gravitas.
Yeah, I mean, it was timing issues, Chadwick's death.
Yeah.
There's a lot, unfortunately. And it's that post-Endgame slump a bit. You know, even though I've enjoyed a lot of the content, there's that slump that is happening with Marvel. So,
Okay.
But Marvel has a lot coming in 2023. Like, this isn't going to be a Marvel podcast, but wow.
Well, not even just Marvel. We've got DC coming out with movies too that are looking maybe okay.
well, we'll see. There's a lot of things happening with DC right now we'll get into later. A lot. So, yeah, big year for IPs, franchises.
I hope
Very
people
cool.
like numbers at the end of their movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that's happening a lot, especially this year, 2023. Your biggest movies, there's a number behind it. Sequels. That's what makes money anymore.
Which is interesting because last year was a lot of originals, like a lot of original films.
Do you think that stems from people and like the whole quarantine thing where people were actually able to sit down and like, I can't go anywhere, so why don't I try and come up with a cool new story that's different?
Could be that, yeah. And there's also a lot more opportunities for people to create stories. So
Yeah.
instead of just theaters where you have to like have a really big budget to even put your story in front of a screen, you can save that money and go to a streaming service anywhere. There's so many different streaming services that if you do have a unique idea, you can take it there. And if it works well, word of mouth is spreading like wildfire these days on social media, and that helps too. So
It is very cool to see smaller filmmakers become big pretty easily. Just you sell it to the right streaming service. God, you can sell something to Hulu and someone's gonna see it.
yeah, whoever still has Hulu, yeah, well, I guess watch that.
I do. I still have Hulu because I gotta watch Frasier every night.
This guy. Well,
I'm almost done. Last season.
I do need to watch more films this year. Last year, there were so many films that I wanted to see that I'm still trying to catch up on that I didn't get to see because I was really trying to catch up on TV and video games last year. So this year, I'm going to try to make it a point to watch more films, not just on streaming services, but also in theaters. So let's talk movies, guys.
Wait a second. Prague, you're saying you didn't watch Frozen and Frozen 2 400 times like I did last year?
No, I don't have a toddler.
And continuing on into this year? Trevor, I tell you what, brother. If you ever have a kid, you'll be rewatching movies constantly. And I know you don't like to rewatch movies. But it's going to happen.
Poor Trevor.
I won't be rewatching them.
Yeah, he'll
say
be upstairs. The
that.
kid, you do that.
I didn't think I'd ever watch Frozen 400 times, and here I am. I actually just watched it just maybe 20 minutes before this recording.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was the second one. It's there. Honestly, dude, I know every word to every song in that now, and it's kind of fun. I just make it fun now.
I was going to tell you to just let it go, but no, it sounds like you're having fun with it.
I am having kind of a little bit. Anyways, let's talk about movies this year. Let's go.
So, everyone, we're going to go kind of in calendar order, and just that way you can mark your calendars along with us to see what you're going to watch this year, plan your year around it. And I think the biggest first one to start off with, conveniently, is coming the soonest. That's February 17th, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So Marvel starts out the year, and this movie's been teased every which way because this is the introduction of the new bad guy, the new Thanos-level threat for everybody. And Ant-Man gets to be introduced to him to start off, and that's Kang. And we've only seen a little bit of him in Loki, and now this is actually his introduction on the big screen.
Now, I did not see the new trailer because I heard it was full of spoilers. So I don't know how epic this will be. It sounds like it will be pretty epic, though.
Just watch trailers, people.
No, I'm not.
Just watch trailers.
No, this trailer has presumed that this is going to be an Avengers level movie where everyone is going to come out of the work working. Similar to Doctor Strange last year.
Yes.
There's almost similar parallels and people hyping these things too much.
It's kind of ridiculous. I'm like, it's a bit
Yeah.
much. Thanks. Why don't we just go in there and see what happens? I just hope that it's like a very Kang-centric film. And it feels like it might be. So
I just
You're
find it
gonna
more
see
of a
the trailer.
departure than the second Ant-Man. Like, the first Ant-Man's fun. We get to meet him. Paul Rudd is his usual self. The second one,
Right.
just you don't remember it in any fashion whatsoever. Good, bad. It was just so mediocre it doesn't even leave an impression, which is probably the worst case of a film. So hopefully this one is not really like the first two at all, and it's just completely different.
yeah, I mean, I did see the teaser, so I saw the first, I guess, teaser trailer for it. So it does, to me, it seems like it's going to be a different film, right? They're going to be in the quantum realm. I think probably for the majority of the film. And if that's the case, you're probably going to get a whole new world, of creatures
whole
and
new
people
world.
that are stuck.
Don't you
I
dare
tried.
close your eyes.
I got that sentence out, and I'm like, no, it's going to happen.
I was waiting for you to stop so I could start singing, but Trevor beat me. Good on you, Trevor.
But this will be in the quantum realm, not under the sea. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see
Oh, wow.
what he's been
We've got a movie-
building in the quantum realm.
We got a movie coming up that's going to be under the sea in this list as well.
I just looked at the list, and yes, you were right.
But where are you guys at with this movie though? Like, where's your level of excitement? Is there any I mean, you hear Marvel, that's got to get you a little bit jazzed, but then you hear Ant-Man, and you already said that the second one was kind of a letdown. But then you've got Kang, our new Thanos. That should bring it up a little bit. Where are you guys at? Where's your level?
Mid, I think for me.
I think
don't know.
for me, I've been looking forward to Ant-Man since Loki ended. And everything, all Marvel releases between the end of Loki and Ant-Man have been fine. There's nothing like... It was awesome seeing the 3 Spider-Mans together. It was awesome seeing Scarlet Witch in a different timeline in multiverse and get rid of all of those people. But outside of those 2 things that Marvel did since Loki season 1, I can't recall any of it. I know I watched all of it.
Well, we'll have a movie to recap all of that later on this year.
Now, do you think, Trevor, that this movie will dive then into the actual multiverse aspect of things, or is it just going to focus on the quantum realm itself? Like, I don't know if you saw anything at SDCC or not.
I think the only thing at SDCC that hints at is that it's just more serious. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up. I did that for Doctor Strange. Like, it was going to... This is the point. Because they've said this is the point that started it all so many times. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping this is the actual point. But I still don't know if this is the point. You know, oh, Doctor Strange messed up the multiverse when he was helping Spider-Man. Or now he messed it up when he was in his own movie. But the multiverse is fully intact. It hasn't been impacted by anything yet.
Yeah, I almost wonder because it seems like Hope was pretty scared of this place being discovered. And I'm wondering if the discovery of it means that maybe this evil Kang, was stuck here in the quantum realm. He discovered it
for a reason.
Stuck here, probably for a reason, right? But he never had. Maybe never
sent him here.
Oh yeah, well there you go. Well, he never had a way out, right? So if they have a way in, then that's probably his way out, and I think that's what's going to be the end of this movie. Will be him escaping the quantum realm for the first time in forever. In the
like
first
Moana, when Maui finally escapes the island.
There you go. Same idea.
Yep.
You're welcome. Well, boys, we got a lot more movies to go through. It sounds like you guys are kind of excited about it. I'm excited for that movie. I don't know. It seems just like another Marvel movie, another addition to all thousands of Marvel creations. But anyways,
that's fair too.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling the burnout. I don't know. Maybe it's just
it's not just you. It's a lot of people.
It seems like I'm a little superheroed out. Everybody's got powers now, and I don't. So
I don't. Where are my powers?
Where are my powers? Why don't I have aliens running around? We do. Let's move on to the next movie.
This guy.
I threw a lot at you right there.
So it depends how big a movie's. Like, do we want to just focus on things that people have heard of, like an Ant-Man? Or do we go
everything? Let's do it all.
Smaller things. Okay, so...
Well, I mean, we could do almost lightning round with some of these.
The following week, February 24th, is Cocaine Bear, because hopefully people remember the actual real-life news story of a bear that ate I don't know how many pounds of cocaine, and for an hour was like the most lethal predator on the planet, but died.
Yep.
Can I go first? This is going to be a hard pass for me. This is going to be a hard pass for me. I'm not going to see this in theaters. And here's the thing. This could be one of the best movies out there, but I'll wait until I can watch it at home. I'm not going to spend money on this movie.
Okay.
That's fair. I do want to watch this movie, but I don't necessarily need to go to the theater to see it.
I think the only way I would see this in theaters would have to be on opening day, and I would have to wait until it gets closer to the movie release to see what the hype is like, because sometimes these movies, if it's hyped up well enough, going to an opening day of something that's this like high concept ridiculous can be kind of fun with a good crowd, right? They're hooping and hollering and having a good time. So the trailer was hilarious and looked fantastic. So I'm like, well, I don't know. It sold me at least watching this movie at some point. But yeah, we'll see. I'll probably wait for it. To be honest, I'll probably wait for home release unless I do see it kind of be hyped up a bit.
I could see this movie turning into a midnight release where people do go to the midnight releases and they're screaming and hooting and hollering and turning it into like an event rather than watching the actual movie. Kind of like a
Could be.
Rocky Horror Picture Show or The Room.
Could be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, okay.
So that's Cocaine Bear. And then for some odd reason,
Name.
March has a movie every weekend of
My God, it really does.
so March 3rd, March 10th, March
All right.
17th, 24th, and 31st, we have
Oh, I wish.
Oh, you did.
wish.
I saw the same thing when I looked at the thing.
I wish.
Oh, that's funny, Trevor.
I wish it was Assassin's Creed.
Yep. No, it's Apollo Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan's back again. Then we have a new Scream movie. I think one just came out last year. I don't know what. I don't watch those movies.
Yeah, just watch it.
Shazam is having a sequel. Keanu Reeves is back as John Wick, even though somehow he broke his back at the end of the third film. I don't know how he's going to be doing anything, but he is. And then Dungeons and Dragons has an actual movie with Chris Pine as one of the different things. And that movie,
Different things.
I don't know Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know the classifications of all the different things, but they have them all. Michelle Rodriguez is one of the things.
Yeah, come on.
I think there's trolls, orcs, demigorgons. Demigorgons are in there, huh? Wizards and anyways. Well,
A whole kit and caboodle.
Is there a standout for anything in March for you guys?
I'm gonna go with 2.
No.
No, Brock. Wow.
I looked and I'm like, no.
Shazam. I really enjoyed myself in Shazam 1. The first Shazam was super fun for me. I think it was a little more easygoing and kind of it was a like turn your brain off and just go have fun.
Yeah, it was a
Like-
fun but forgettable film.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
harmless. It was like, yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I will never think about it ever again.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I don't.
Yeah, that's
I don't think Shazam's going to be movie for like going to the theaters for me, but I'm more excited than a lot of the other things on this list for Shazam. But John Wick is the other one. John Wick. I only say John Wick I'm excited for, even though I haven't seen 2 or 3. But the first one is so good. I keep saying I make time to watch the other 2.
Yeah. This one I did see the trailer for, and it didn't wow me. It was fine.
I
don't know, it was
really
a
liked the
little
first John
too
Wick
mild.
and the second John Wick. I felt like the third one was trying really, really hard to have some kind of semblance of a reason for him to kill people, and then they had this really terrible CGI sequence where he's on a motorcycle on a bridge. It was one of the worst CGI sequences I've seen.
Well,
in
that's
the
what this
last 10
trailer
years.
looks like to me. Like the whole movie felt like that. I'm like, oh no. Like
Well,
it,
if they-
it cashed out.
I know that there's been a lot of talk of bringing Bob Odenkirk into the John Wick series from his other movie,
Yeah, from Nobody.
From Nobody, and I think they're trying to marry the two into one kind of universe.
I can see
And
that.
if that's the case, then I'm very much into this John Wick movie. Then
Nobody was really good though because it was grounded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
This doesn't feel grounded.
Once John
The
Wick
new
is
one.
killing so many people, they seem to have to one up themselves, and by doing so, it doesn't feel grounded.
maybe that's the thing of me just seeing the first movie then, because the
Yeah.
first John Wick was very grounded. It was
Right.
he
That's
could do
What's
these
good
things.
about it?
I don't know. I hate to say it, but I haven't seen the other ones.
It's sad because there's parts of 3 where it felt like it was his version of himself from the Matrix, and that shouldn't be seen in like the real world where he's just essentially a bounty hunter.
Well, does it suffer from like Kingsman 2 syndrome?
I wouldn't
Like
say it's
the
that
other ones.
bad.
Okay, because those were bad.
Kingsman 2 is
was-
probably the definition of taking a left just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think that's kind
For
of
no
why.
reason.
Yeah, I always bring that up. Like I know that I brought it up in the Glass Onion episode, but yeah. Anyways, how about you, Prague? The month of March.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm really interested in any of these. Scream. I mean, it'd be maybe interesting to watch the new Scream because it does take place in New York and he uses guns now. So I don't know.
What?
Oh yeah,
You
it's
can't even
weird.
scare somebody. You're just gonna get a sniper and just kill people from a long way away. It
Right.
doesn't have the horror factor.
Or you just jump from behind the surprise. Pew! Like that doesn't even doesn't seem fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really enjoyed a Scream movie since Scream 2, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The first two Scream movies are really great, but
Well, everybody said that the remake was fantastic.
well, it was a soft reboot, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it.
Okay, soft reboot.
It was fine, yeah. I like Jenna Ortega. She was good in it. It was fine. I don't know. New York is. I'm just picking one out of this group. It's the less of all evils, I guess. I mean, Dungeons and
Wow.
Dragons, I have no interest in. I love Dungeons and Dragons, and that movie looks atrocious.
Did you ever watch the cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, speaking of atrocious,
Speaking of atrocious, yeah.
watch
For
that
goodness
cartoon.
sakes. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's move into April. These are terrible.
Yeah, speaking of
march
atrocious, April has a movie that looks promising for high on the atrocious scale, but first comes out as Evil Dead Rise because that series is not dead. I don't know why.
You can't kill that series.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not even gonna have Ash in it. So,
No.
like, the fun of Evil Dead is the charismatic Ash.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I enjoyed the Red Band trailer. I did not enjoy the regular trailer for this, which is weird. Like it was so tonally different that I'm not too sure what this movie is really going to be like. The Red Band trailer definitely felt more like the traditional Evil Dead movies, so that was kind of nice, I guess. It was super extremely gory, so
The Red Band?
like excessively gory. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Here, I'll let you guys
Could be
talk for a
good.
little bit. I might watch this.
I don't know.
Coming
who
out
knows? I think
on
it's gonna
April
be fun.
Fool's Day. I just wish we would get an April Fool's Day horror movie where
That'd be fun, right?
there's people who are just doing like regular pranks. They start like the first 10 or 15 minutes and it's
Oops,
like
I actually
jokes at
did kill
work
somebody,
and
right?
stuff. And then yeah, it just gets ooh.
That'd be fun. That's a
That's
good
a
idea.
cool
Write that
idea.
down, Trevor.
But
Someone's writing it down right now, and they're writing it.
April
already
7th, we have a movie that has been a long time talked about for various different reasons. The character in this movie may be the most recognized character on Earth. I think there was a recent study that he got 92% of survey respondents knew who this character was from an image and beat out
Jesus?
Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
Well, I said character, so let's not go down that avenue, Prod.
okay.
Good stuff, Prague.
If anyone does have a guess, it's the Super Mario Brothers movie where we have cool things like
Chris
Jack
Pratt would not
Black
like my joke.
as Bowser, and we have Charlie Day as Luigi, and everybody looks like they're doing a good job except for one, and that's Mario, which looks like the worst interpretation of Mario you could possibly imagine. They could have Mario be mute in this movie, and it would be better because for some reason, Chris Pratt's talking just like he does in the Lego Movie or Jurassic World or on Parks and Rec or anything ever. He doesn't even have an offensive accent. He went with my normal regular voice, even though Mario, ironically enough, has a voice actor who's voiced him for a long time.
Strange, right?
We heard that he's an older gentleman and he didn't want to do this. Like, it's too much strain on his vocal cords to do Mario. Cool, that's fine. I'm sure there's some people who do a pretty good impression.
Wahoo!
There you go, Alex.
But no,
Well, no.
we have Let's Go. Just like that.
line
That was a
read,
good
right?
impression of Chris Pratt right there. Spot on. That's what I think of when I think of Mario. Look, it's so disappointing though, because the animation style looks outstanding. The storyline looks pretty humorous, and I'm just going to be distracted the entire time. It's not bad. It's just so not fitting.
Yeah, it's not a choice, and it's the one thing everyone's talking about this film. You know,
Now,
they're not talking about anything else.
do you guys think that this could be a little bit of a Sonic the Hedgehog type of situation? Where we're looking at it right now going, oh, it sounds awful. But then when we go see it, it's like, oh, wow, okay. I got into it, and maybe he's okay as Mario.
I'm sure it'll be fine, but it'll be distracting, like what Trevor said. I'll be distracted.
But keep
it's
in
not going to be
mind,
bad. It's fine is the term, I think.
right, but who wants to listen to a high-pitched ha-ha for
It doesn't have to be
2.5
high
hours?
pitched, but he should still just not sound like Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt could have put on a voice.
He could have put on a voice.
Right,
He could have done-
voice actors, professional voice actors, put on a voice usually. They have character voices.
I started listening to this podcast about voice actors and professional voice actors and yada yada yada. And they had a whole episode just ripping this movie for Chris Pratt doing and they were talking about this is just this is their way. This is the studio's way of making money because they know that Chris Pratt's going to bring in, which is weird because you would think the name Mario would bring in worldwide demand.
They want to milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah.
You'd think Mario
Doesn't
would be
matter.
enough if it was voiced by voice actor who's never had a leading role but sounds just like you'd expect. I think it would make the same amount of money, if not more money. But because the fun thing that Avatar 2 has taught us anything, you kind of want to have a long tail when you're in the movie theaters. It's not about that original
true.
opening weekend hype. You want to, like, if people don't like this, they're not going to go back and see it again. They're not going to say, hey, you should go see this. Oh, we got a bunch of attention. There's all this publicity because we made this terrible choice as a voice actor. Look how many people came the opening weekend. And then you have a 70% drop to week 2 and no one ever talks about you again. It's just
This is prevalent with
happens.
not just films, but television as well. Does this, you know.
But here's the thing. I think it's people like us, we're in our 30s, 40s, whatever, who are going, oh, it's going to be terrible because of this and that, or not terrible. It's going to be fine. We're not going to see it multiple times. But there's going to be 10-year-olds who are going to go see this and go,
Oh, for sure. They're
that
not
was
gonna
the
care.
greatest movie ever. And 30 years from now, when they've got their own podcasts, they're going to say, remember when we got to see Mario for the first time in a movie theater? You know, it's
Sure.
so.
No, you're right.
I
It's
don't
just
know
like
if that's entirely true, though. I say today's 10-year-old is playing Call of Duty rather than Mario versus us as 10-year-olds.
Oh, crap. This is for us, isn't it? Oh, no.
It's a nostalgia release. This isn't like Nintendo does not have, at least Mario games on the Switch don't have the same pull as
maybe. I mean, my nephews love it, and they don't love video games at all, but they love Mario.
Well, it's
like
easy.
they don't play
It's an
video
easy
games.
game.
So I don't know about that. I think it is pretty popular with today's youth.
Well,
With
maybe it's
today's
popular
youth.
with like 6-year-olds. Sorry, maybe let's go even younger. 5 and 6-year-olds can play Mario just fine. 10-year-olds, might be moving up into the Call of Duties and Fortnites and stuff. But
Probably not a
that's
Fortnite
just
movie.
that's just
I'm playing Super Mario Strikers right now. It's a soccer version with Mario, so I'm always playing Mario games.
I'm playing arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on my original NES and not doing too hot.
Those
Anyways.
games are tough.
So for some reason, that's it in April. There's just 2 movies that have like big noteworthy names. So that means we're on to May, which is the unofficial start of summer, according to the movie industry. They don't even wait till Memorial Day anymore. May 5th, Marvel's back at it because it's been 3 months.
go.
And now Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is out.
That was a good one.
Fair. Yeah. This guy.
Out of this whole list of from January all the way down to December, I would probably put this in my top 3, maybe even my top number 1 for what I want to see, and one that I may end up going to the movie theaters for.
Yeah, looking
So,
at the list for the whole
yeah.
year here. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not an impressive list. So
It
not
really
really that
isn't.
much.
There's two movies that I'm really feeling like I'll end up at the movie theaters for.
Now, there's
But-
plenty
and-
of movies that are not on this list that I'm really hyped to see, but they're not
Absolutely.
big
But
budget
these are more
movies.
big budget stuff.
But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be fun. It's going to be James Gunn's send off at Marvel. He might do another holiday movie, who knows? But this is the end of his storyline for the Guardians films, and it's supposed to be pretty epic and sad, and who knows what. Will they kill them all off? We'll see. Probably.
You can't kill them all off. We
I think
need our
he will. I think it's gonna
Star
be-
Lord.
It's gonna be some big, epic, crazy mission they're gonna have to sacrifice.
And then
themselves
Mario's
for
going to
it.
show up.
And yeah, Mario's gonna be like, hey guys, I forgot I'm the captain of this ship. Let's go.
Wahoo!
Yeah. Hopefully he brings more energy than he did at the holiday special. So
Oh man, is Chris Pratt out? Is he done?
I don't know, dude.
Because yeah, now that you
Anyway.
bring it up, the holiday special, it was bored Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
We talked about it. People have listened to it. Maybe, I don't know. Hey, if you haven't listened to our holiday special, go back. It's a pretty good episode.
Yeah. But I do think it's coming out May 5th for the holiday purpose, like early, so that it starts out with that word of mouth and people are like, oh, the holiday's coming up. Let's go to the theater. Everyone kept saying that this film was good. It's the last film in this franchise. Or let's go see it again. It was so good. So we can see it during the holiday weekend at the end of the month. So it could be that whole thing where they're trying to milk it. For
Yeah,
all
no,
it's
I'm
worth that
definitely
month.
excited for this one. Just the trailer that we saw at Comic-Con really emphasized the backstory of Rocket, and we don't really know that much about Rocket. We know everything kind of when we're introduced to him, but what actually goes into making who he is. So they're going to do a lot with that. And then we have Swole
Yeah.
Groot, and Gamora has
Yeah.
a whole being a brought back Gamora that's different than the Gamora from Guardians 2. So there's a lot going on. And then Dave Bautista said that he doesn't want to be remembered as Drax. He's glad that he's done with it. So guess he's dying.
Yeah, he's definitely dying. He's probably dying in the first 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. I saw him in the trailer. He's there.
Oh, Dave Bautista. I don't know. Did you see him in that trailer for he's in some serious role or something like that, and to me it just looks so silly. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
like
like,
him
we
better. as
must-
Drax than
we
when he's
must-
serious.
what's that?
Yeah, I like him better when he's funny. That's
Yeah,
Drax.
exactly. It's silly for him to try and do these serious roles.
Yeah, play to
Well-
your strengths, buddy.
Whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
there's plenty more
Okay.
movies to talk about.
So
Sorry.
Guardians gets a week all by itself, so nothing comes out the following after May 5th. But then on May 19th, guess what? There's
No.
a 10th installment.
No.
What franchise has a 10th installment? Can anyone
Why?
think? It's Fast 10, because these movies make a lot of money. No story, no substance, money. It has cars, they go fast.
It's the cotton candy of cinema, baby. Empty
Oh,
calories.
dude.
Love it.
Well,
Fast
for me,
10-year seatbelts. Let's go.
hard pass on this guy. I saw the first 2 movies, and that was it. And I was like, I don't need to see another one of these.
No, you don't, because the other ones were that great.
Once you
Uh,
get past Fast 3, now the movies aren't really about cars anymore. It's just it's
knows?
weird. Like
Yeah,
The
it's
Rock is
about
in it, and
family.
Jason Statham is in it, and it's like this whole like government cover up on stuff. They
I've
have
heard-
Charlize Theron's in it, and she's like controlling satellites to turn on your OnStar and drive your cars into accidents by herself. It's doing some weird kind of stuff now.
And these movies have such a following. It's funny. And I mean, we know a lot of people who very much enjoy these movies, but I mean, and good for them. Good on them. It's just, maybe it's just not for us. It seems like we are 3 that just don't care
No,
for
I
this.
like these movies because you
You
have to go in
do?
and watch it as a comedy. If you're like, this is a comedy, this is probably going to be the best comedy of the year, and I don't know if any other comedy is going to top this.
I would
If you
say
have-
that's the first 3 movies, but after that 3rd movie, I was done. Like this is unwatchable garbage for me.
No, they're hilarious. You just have to point it out.
No.
Like when Vin Diesel shows up and he has a white shirt that looks like Mr. Clean, and then he goes and his car goes down a cliff. He tumbles over maybe 500 times. He gets out of the car, and his shirt's just as clean.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
funny
The joke gets
stuff.
old after the 20th time, so I don't know. I get it. I get the joke. It just once gets done to death for 7 movies in a row. Like, yeah, all right,
Yeah.
next.
Next. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, what's going to happen in this one? In Fast X, I don't even know who's left alive in the franchise anymore at this point. But they've all
I
been
think
brought
they're
back
all
to
alive.
life,
They never
so-
die.
It's where a killer
Uh-huh.
is on a spaceship in space, and they're in space, and then the killer comes back to life. No, Jason X. Sorry, wrong
Jason X,
movie.
yeah.
Jason
Yep.
X.
I'm
much
looking
better
forward to
film.
when Fast and Furious launches into space.
They
It might
have,
happen
didn't
in
they?
this.
I thought they did.
I don't know. I don't
don't think
keep up
so.
on it.
I don't either, but I feel like someone said that they went into space in like the last movie or something.
Oh, I thought the last one. I know the one where the nuclear bomb goes off, or
Oh my god, there's a
and
nuclear
none of them
bomb
get
in one.
radiation at all. Like they're standing next to it, and not one of them gets any kind of radiation on him at all.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's a good one.
We gotta drive this nuclear bomb in my Supra. Just throw it in
I
the
think-
hatchback.
I think I would enjoy that more if it were low budget instead of big budget. That's just
Yeah,
me.
oh, is this what like 80s action movies used to be? Like,
Yes.
I feel like
No way,
this
yeah.
is the new version of the 80s action movie.
But the straight to video action movies that no one really saw unless you're desperate at the video
Yes,
store.
exactly.
Late at night, like,
Yeah.
oh well. This is starring that aging actor that I remembered from this other awesome franchise. It's washed up now, but oh man.
It's like The Expendables.
Ugh. I forgot that movie existed.
Dude, but those are fun.
There's like 3 of them. I don't think it's just the single movie.
I think I saw the first 2 and I think I was like, okay, these are fun. They know what they're all in on the joke. Anyways, we're not talking Expendables. We got a whole other movie
today
to
years
talk
old.
about
I
in May.
realized that was a franchise. I thought it was one movie. I did not know there was more.
I hope they keep making those though.
I think Sylvester Stallone was just talking about making a new one. He was going to get somebody, and I forget who he was on his radar to get.
Wow.
He's got to get the Karate Kid. More action
But anyway.
stars from the 80s.
That's Fast 10. And then speaking of big budget movies that probably didn't need to be made, we have The Little Mermaid live action. And the only reason that anyone has talked about this movie, because Disney had the audacity not to cast somebody who's white to be the main
Unbelievable.
How
character.
dare they?
A white ginger.
Yeah.
How dare they?
You're ruining my entire childhood by doing this. It's just sad that people actually post stuff like that.
Disclaimer for anybody that's listening: these are sarcastic jokes.
Yes, please.
These are sarcastic jokes. At least I hope you're sarcastically joking about this, Trevor.
My sarcasm is dry, I know.
Yeah, I have no interest in this. I mean, I actually did not mind the live action Beauty and the Beast. It was not that bad.
I feel like none of them are that bad. I just feel like
because
you can't, like, I get the appeal to it. If you're, to Prog's point, 10 years old right now, like in Mario, I feel like it would be cool to have a movie made for right now rather than, oh, look at this movie that was made in 1989. Like,
Right.
the 1989 one is a classic, but it's also very time specific, and I don't think it's a problem to redo that with the technology they have. I just feel like there's different routes they can go about this. Like, oh, maybe we change this a little bit. Like in Aladdin, they're like, let's give Jasmine a little bit more of a voice, give her more of a role within the story. And then there's
Totally
The Lion
makes
King, where they redid every single frame beat by beat just with their new 3D CGI style. So it
And
just depends
voice
how you want to
actors.
go about it.
yeah.
I feel like we
I
haven't
mean-
really seen much though for this film yet. We just saw the one scene where she's singing. That's it. That's all
Yeah.
we've seen. So
Well,
we have
that's
no
all that
idea
matters.
really.
It's one of the
what
most
it's
popular
gonna be.
Disney songs of all time.
Right. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to see it in theaters necessarily, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty of children that will. So.
Yeah, my kid's not going to be old enough to sit through this movie in a theater, so she's the only reason I would go see this. And I'll probably see it at home because we've watched the live action Beauty and the Beast and we watched the cartoon of Beauty and the Beast, and honestly, my kid enjoys it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm waiting for the day when they make live action Frozen, because I'm sure that's going to come in the next 15 years. So,
Oh, for sure.
yeah. Anyways, because then I'll know all the words and I'll know all the songs.
Aw. Look at you.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Well, next is probably the movie I'm most excited for on this list. It's coming June 2nd, and it's Spider-Man Across the Multiverse. And so hopefully people have watched Into the Spider-Verse at some point, because now we're going across the Spider-Verse.
That's a big title.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wait,
but
part 1.
yeah, this is part one,
Wait,
because there's
part
going to be
one?
2 parts.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well,
Part 1. Yes, I'm excited for this, and I purposely did not watch the trailer because I don't want it spoiled because the first Spider-Man movie was fantastic.
I went into
Like, one
that
of the
movie not
best
knowing
movies.
at all what was going to happen. And
Same.
so
That was great.
yeah,
I
same
want
with
to
me.
keep that going for this one. Because, yeah, Spider-Verse, all in on just the storytelling they're doing and the art style and everything. I don't even know how advanced their art animation style has become over the past few years, but
Right.
they're going to push the bounds of what is possible with animation, too.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
such a tight script, so I know this is going to be really good and fun.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm worried that this one's going to become super muddy, because I did see the trailer and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it just seems like it might get a little muddy and confusing, but that's because I'm the everyman at this point. Like, I don't know a lot
Sure.
about Spider-Man. I know my Tobey Maguire and my Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. Those are and I mean, I loved the first Into the Spider-Verse. I thought that was...
And you felt like you understood what was
Oh my god,
happening.
it was
you know, the characters,
fantastic!
right?
Yes, I wanted to see more, but when I say I wanted to see more, I wasn't expecting I was going to see like
Like
I said
hundreds
it-
more.
I'm not trying. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but yes, I
Well, I'm
don't
sure it's
want
gonna be a
like
lot.
hundreds more. Like, there's so many different Spider-Mans that it almost seems like they took every version of them and said, okay, every single version of Spider-Man is now in this movie here.
That's my guess. Yes.
And that's what I'm
That's what's
worried
gonna
that it's
happen.
going to be like, do I want that, or do I want to have like a nice cohesive story that's got, a core group that I can focus, because the first one was so, like you said, so tight. You had this core group that like you felt for each one of them. It was really neat. I'm just hoping
I bet you're
can do
still
that.
going to have that. I think that everybody else is just going to be background stuff that happens throughout the film.
And
Maybe.
maybe.
So that'd be my guess. I think they're good enough that they can.
I trust the
Write a
creators
script.
of this to
Totally.
handle this.
But yeah, out of this entire list that we got, this is definitely my number one must see.
Yeah, this is my number one.
There you go.
Next is probably bottom of my list, but they're making another Transformers movie.
They are
Whatever.
right. Okay.
Is it a Michael Bay Transformers?
Yeah, he's all there is.
Well, I mean, who knows? Someone could have taken over the franchise at this point.
Who knows?
I don't know. Rise
It's
of the
probably-
Beast is called.
Yeah.
Rise of
Oh
the Beast.
no! So is it going to be like the gorilla robots, or did they already do that?
Thing.
I don't know. I lost track on
I
Transformers.
watched the first
man.
Transformers movie, okay? That's all that I ever watched.
I liked the first Transformers movie. I thought the first one was fun. The second one, little lesser, but still like a good time. These are the type of movies where you just go, turn off your brain, watch colors.
So
But
I
that's
tried
what
that
Fast
with
and
the
Furious
later-
is. I don't know why you're so
No.
anti that one.
No, I don't know. Maybe I'll give Fast and Furious another try then.
No, these Transformer movies are horrific to watch. Just FYI, horrific.
I'll never
I
forget
watched
that.
the whole thing. And I was like,
Yeah, there's that episode of 30 Rock where she's like stumbling around and she's like questioning her own future and everything, and she sees this poster and it's like Transformers 10 written by no one. And
Yeah,
that's
what it
how
feels
these
like.
movies feel.
like I feel bad for Stanley Tucci being in these films. Like, what are you doing, dude? Get out.
Making money.
Yeah, I guess. So this one's not being directed by Michael Bay.
Oh,
So he's producing it, but it's someone else, Stephen Caple Jr. Never heard of him. So that's promising.
Here's the problem, though. We had that really fun Bumblebee movie.
Which
why aren't we
was
getting
a whole different thing, right? Like a whole
was a
different,
whole
almost
different
universe.
thing. But it was super fun and well made. Why aren't we getting more of those rather than more of these Michael
Didn't
Bay
make enough money, would be my guess.
Well, it didn't make enough money because it has the name Transformers and it's got the prestige of Mr. Bay over here and all of theirs. I mean,
Those
if people...
Transformer movies, even if everyone critically hates them, they rake.
No,
They do.
that is true.
They do.
Yes, they do.
Just like
Anyways,
Fast and
well,
Furious.
Yep,
I
that's
need a
true
crossover
too.
between. I don't know why next year we don't just have Fast Transformers and just let's go.
It's coming. It's coming.
Fast Formers.
Robots are family.
Nice. There you go. Sold it. There you go, Michael Bay. Give us money. $1 billion each. Thank you.
All right.
No interest though in that one. Cool.
No. Equally no interest. It's also fast. Is the Flash, which
That was good. Wonderful transition.
the only interest is just how much of a train wreck this is and how they're going to deal with Ezra Miller. That's I think the only intrigue.
My intrigue is this movie actually going to be released?
Ooh.
My mind's still on the table that this is not going to happen. I don't know how they're going to release this. They still haven't pulled it, which is surprising. They pulled every other DC title except for Shazam and this. And we have James Gunn
Shazam's
coming in. He's going to
definitely-
reset the universe.
Yeah.
He's going to start from
Yes.
scratch. So what?
So what's the point? Yeah.
Well, I know this is supposed to be Flashpoint, so it could be a whole reset. Like that was kind of the
Right.
point of this, anyways, right?
They're
So
creating
maybe
their own
they're gonna
multiverse
pivot.
with this movie.
Yeah, they're going to pivot then into, I guess, whatever. And then you still have the Batman franchise.
The Batman franchise with which Batman at this point?
Matt Reeves is the Batman, the one
Yeah.
that came out last year with the
Well,
Pattinson.
he was talking to James Gunn just about how much he can do with Batman.
Okay.
Right. Well, anyways, we'll see.
Okay. Well. No
But yeah,
interest.
Flash is
I've-
happening.
I've never been a fan of Flash. Yeah.
Or
Move
Ezra
on.
Miller. No, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, or Ezra
Next
Miller.
up is Pixar's annual release, and the past 3 or so have been straight to Disney Plus, straight streaming, and that's kind of angered a lot of people who work at Pixar. So this one's getting the full theater treatment. It's called Elemental.
There you go.
I don't know what it's about, but I will probably see it because I'm a sucker for Pixar movies.
I mean, we know nothing, right? It's just the title.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there's screenshots and there's
Oh, I'm sure there's trailers and all kinds of
yeah,
stuff.
there's
I'm just
trailers.
saying I have no idea what it is.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, I don't pay attention to the cartoons and stuff, so I don't know about this. I'm sure
I
it'll
know
make
very
make
little.
us adults cry and make the kids happy with songs. So that's all that matters. That's a
Pixar
Pixar film
movies
for
do
you.
that. They do that. I know. Oh, they just know how to tug on your heart, man.
Another thought-provoking Pixar film.
And then there's the Dial of Destiny, which is Indiana Jones' fifth adventure because the first four weren't enough. Harrison Ford doesn't have enough money. He can't retire from acting for some reason, so he's back again with the fedora and the whip.
But why? But why? I mean,
I think Harrison Ford is asking the same question on set every day.
I'm sure he is because the dude doesn't seem like he wants to be there. Every interview I've seen him in, he's like, I don't know, man. I'm high as a kite right now.
Yeah,
Like, he looks like he's constantly stoned. And I mean, I don't mind, good on him for being rich and stoned all the time, but it doesn't make me want to go see Indiana Jones. Like, Harrison Ford, I'm kind of over it. I'm over the shtick. I was over it back when in the 80s.
Also, if you rewatch the Indiana Jones movies, they're very 80s. Like, Michelle's never seen them, so I was like, oh, let's watch them. And she's like, these aren't particularly good. No, they're not. I totally
they're
agree.
fun.
But they're
They
fun.
are fun.
They're
Are
fun.
fun movies, and he was an action star at the time, and it was like, this is cool. But the time has passed, man.
It's because they're trying to set up It's because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is such an abomination that they're trying to strike that from its existence and let him go out on a good note. And they want a future Indiana Jones, but
they had
That
their
trailer did
chance.
not
I
do
mean,
it. So I don't know.
I definitely
Time
feel like they
travel?
had their chance, and I'm gonna be dead honest here, man. I actually think, what was the kid's name? He was in Transformers and in the last
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Sheila Beef.
That's what I
I
call
honestly think he would have been a good Indiana Jones moving forward, and who knows, maybe that would have kind of like straightened up his life if he had something to focus on like that. No, I know.
And this looks like a bad script too. So
oh, fantastic.
And
Well,
they did
then,
a lot of de-aging of Harrison Ford and Phoebe Waller-Bridge in it to just yell at him occasionally, and that's the film.
anyways,
Speaking of old guys who are coming back for more, we have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 because Tom Cruise is going to keep pushing the limits of what he can do to not use a stuntman. Because one day you're going to hear a story that Tom Cruise died on the set because he does all his own stunts and he has to keep pushing it higher and higher. They said for this movie he did like some base jump off of a collapsing building off of a cliff or something. I don't know. Dude is an adrenaline junkie.
I don't mind. I'm here for it.
I
My butt's in
watched
the seat.
I watched a little snippet of him doing his little stunt, and they were like, "This is the most dangerous stunt an actor has ever done. Please be cautioned when watching this. That this is so extreme." And I'm like, the guy's got a parachute. He's on a motorcycle. We've seen people jump out of airplanes before. Like, there was nothing. They even had like wiring harnessed on everything. So it was like, what is the dangerous part here? Like, everything
It's
is
dangerous
so
for an
calculated.
actor. Like stunt
Yeah,
people
he's
do
not a
these all
stunt
the
actor.
time, but actors don't usually get up off the ground.
But this guy has been training. Like, he's done the training. He can fly a jet for.
Yeah.
I mean, he could jump He could. No, excuse me. Let me start over. He can ride a motorcycle off of a cliff, have a jet swoop in underneath him. He can land on that jet. This is all real life. He can pry open the top of that jet, eject seat the driver, and he jumps in. I believe he can do it. And still, I'm like, okay, cool.
I think it's more the fact that like if a stunt actor dies, no one cares. Sadly, they just don't. Like the media does not pay attention to that. But if your main star dies, like that's a big deal. You don't usually want your main star doing stunts. So for him to do a
Jackie
stunt like
Chan.
that is pretty crazy.
Jackie Chan has done much more dangerous stunts than anything. The thing that's really surprising to me is when he held onto the side of that plane. That was pretty exciting. That was pretty neat. But this motorcycle thing, I get no jollies off.
I
of it.
just know that I like the Mission Impossible movies, especially
Yeah, same
since
here.
like the recent ones, and I'm in to see him do some more stuff because they come up with the most just crazy storylines where he's like died I think 3 times over the past 4 movies and it doesn't
Yep.
matter. So all in on
running.
that. And I really liked Top Gun Maverick. So
It's
Tom
fantastic.
Cruise, he has a good idea of what nostalgia is. He's lived long enough to create his own brand of nostalgia. It's
He's
amazing.
his own nostalgia.
So true.
Remember me? I'm back as myself. Like, who's playing you, sir? I am. I haven't aged in 40 years. Oh,
I know. Dude has the best plastic surgeon in Hollywood because he's looked about the same age for at least 20 years.
no. You know what it is?
Scientology?
No,
Scientology,
just
man.
get rid of the tology. It's science, people.
It's just science, man.
It's just science. Speaking of science, I don't know how that was going to
I
transition.
mean, speaking
to
of
the next-
science, we have one of the most
No,
well-known
speaking of
scientists.
plastic surgery.
Oh.
Never mind.
Either way, they both come out on the same day. So you guys pick.
Wait,
They are
which
coming
one
on the
are you
same day.
going
This is
with?
the big
It's
one,
the
right?
weirdest. It's the weirdest head-to-head of like usually when you see a movie, there's a gap afterwards where like Guardians comes out and then nothing comes out the following week. You can see like these marked things where other movies don't want to release. But Barbie and Oppenheimer are going head-to-head. So Barbie is a well-known name by a lot of people who are under 10. I would say Oppenheimer is a well-known name by a lot of people over 40.
Over 50.
Hopefully younger than that. If you go to school at all, you should know who this is. But if you don't, that's totally fine.
I don't, Trevor. Explain to me.
Oh boy.
So Christopher
Frog,
Nolan's
do
back
that
at
for
it with his new movie, and instead of focusing on sci-fi like he did in Interstellar, or just focusing on fiction like he did in Inception, he's going more of the realistic history like Dunkirk with Oppenheimer. And if you've ever wondered what happened during World War II, if you think of the atomic bomb or any kind of nuclear bombs that are now, again, paraded around in Fast and Furious like they don't mean anything, it all started with this guy right here.
Now I'm connecting the dots, and now I understand. Okay. I'm less dumb now. I'm less dumb.
Nice.
Okay.
So both of these movies are very intriguing to me.
No
Barbie-
way.
Because of the director and screenwriter, the two people I would not expect to make a Barbie movie. And there's a lot of talent in that movie. The talent's stacked in that. So opening day, I'm seeing Barbie with a full packed theater. Is this going to be outrageous? Oppenheimer, I definitely want to see on the big screen for sure, but I don't think that I necessarily have to see that on opening day. So if I had to choose on opening day which one to see, oh yeah, it would be Barbie for sure.
I'm flabbergasted. I was not expecting that at all.
There you go.
Prague or not Prague? Trevor, what are your thoughts here?
I don't know much about Barbie at all. Like, I didn't watch the trailer. I know that Margot Robbie is Barbie, and I know Ryan Gosling is Ken. That's my
about all
knowledge
I
of
know,
the
too.
film.
Yeah.
They have an
one of the
80s
Kens,
outfit
yeah.
in this one still frame I saw.
It's about all I've seen too.
I would almost go into this blind because the trailer, even though it didn't give much away, gave enough of it away that it kind of sets the tone and look and feel, and it's not maybe not what you expect.
Really? Okay. Because what I'm expecting is like the movie Mannequin, where the mannequin comes to life. So that's all I'm imagining is like somehow this little girl wishes her toys can come to life, and all of a sudden they're alive, and that's what it must be. So, little girl or little boy, I don't judge.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, it's really interesting to see Greta Gerwig and Noam Baumbach making a film about Barbie. It excites me. So
Nice.
Oh,
all right.
Just not the two people I would expect to make a Barbie movie. So that got my vote. All right, let's move on because we are running out of time.
Oh my goodness, we have so many more movies to talk about.
Well, luckily I can sum up the three after this really quick. But anyway, again, now it's only been 2 months, but that means it's time for another Marvel movie. The Marvels are coming. This is the sequel to Captain Marvel, which has now become the Marvels, because if you've been following along with anything related to Marvel, you know that there's a Miss Marvel, and then there's also a Monica Rambeau as a potential other Captain Marvel, in addition to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. So that's why it's the Marvels now. And how do these all piece together? Hopefully the movie lets us know.
Yeah, I think we're too far away from it now for me to really have an idea of what my thoughts are on this, honestly. So,
but do we have any shows that are coming out soon that are going to kind of bring us back into this whole Marvels type of situation?
I think that might be another podcast where we talk about the TV shows coming in 2023.
Good one.
Oh, I hope you create another list like we have in front of us, because this has made this very easy.
Marvels.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
far out now.
I'm kind of like a who cares at this point with
I
that.
can only look to July when I'm in January. Like, all this other stuff, it's cool that's on the list, but if I'm going to plan out the year, I can't look past July. But we're going to. So there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. It's called Mutant Mayhem. It's going to be animated. Then there's a Blue Beetle movie because DC got another one they found to get through. And then Kraven is coming out because Morbius did so well that Sony's going to use that Marvel license for all of the Spider-Man villains and just not Spider-Man. And that gets us through August. No movies are coming out in September. And then October.
So, really quick, The Turtles movie is coming out on my birthday, which I'm very excited about that. I am a huge Turtles fan. I really would. I'm truly hoping that it's going to be. I know that it's CG, but maybe it could be like the cool looking CG, like some of these fan made CG films. If you go online, you can find some awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles CG, like fan made, like The Last Ronin. Someone went through and made the most detailed Last Ronin episode, and it is phenomenal. I'm kind of hoping it goes more that direction. I do hope that there is going to be. It's got Seth Rogen kind of taking it over, which is kind of huge because he's really good and he seems to care about the property too. So I have high hopes in this. I do hope that it does release on my birthday. This would probably be the number 3 on my list of things that I'm going to see. But
That's
all this
good.
other crap is crap. I don't care. For me,
I'm looking
that's
at the
just
rest
me.
of the list. We'll see if it even releases this year. Some of these things.
Yeah. So again,
They're
Blue
placeholders.
Beetle and Craven are both weird releases, but then we get to November, which is the month of Timothée Chalamet. For some reason, unbeknownst to most, people actually like Dune. People went and stood on their soapbox that Dune was an outstanding film, and if you disagreed, you just don't understand what good cinema is. So now that I don't understand what good cinema is, we have Dune Part 2 coming.
I like Dune. It's fun.
Yep.
We'll
Hard
see.
pass,
I think Dune
and
Part 2 will be more exciting than the first one. The first one's all set up, so.
I truly hope, this is my biggest hope for the new Dune movie, is that we don't have to record a podcast about it.
So you want to? Okay, all right. No,
No, I don't want to watch this movie at all. I have zero interest.
That's
Zero.
fair. Like, I literally told Michelle after we watched Dune Part 1, I was like, I don't care when Part 2 comes out. If I say we're going to do a podcast on it, tell me don't watch it. And then we were watching something else, and I was like, what was that movie I said I never want to watch no matter what? And she's like, Dune. And so I agree with Alex.
All right. There you go. Dune Part 2.
Sorry, Prog. Maybe you can record one on your own.
That's fine. That's fine. But speaking of Timothy,
Yeah.
he is also
he's also a young Willy Wonka because Gene Wilder's passed away, and all of us that we were just dying to know, how did Willy Wonka come to have his awesome chocolate factory and then want to pass it on to Charlie Bucket? Well, how does he get the Oompa Loompas? Who knows? Let's do a movie about it, because that's what we needed. What was young Willy Wonka doing?
I think the Johnny Depp movie explained all the Oompa Loompa parts and really everything that we missed from the first movie. So I don't know if we really need this.
no, we don't.
We don't
I will
need it,
say
but
he looks good as Willy Wonka. I'm looking at images right now, and Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka. That is a handsome dude.
Makes a good Willy Wonka doesn't make a good movie. I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, it could be. Who knows? It's too late, too early. But I don't need the backstory.
No, not needed at all. Unless they throw in a little bit of sprinkle in a little bit of the horror, kind of like the original
Oh
Willy
yeah,
Wonka had.
that's okay. I'd be
If
okay
you
with
could
that.
sprinkle in some of that, make it a little bit darker than what we got with Johnny Depp, because the Johnny Depp was just kind of all over the place, and
It was a mess.
it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. It had potential, but it was just a mess. It was a remake of the first movie and the book. I mean, yeah, I get the book, whatever. Hopefully this is going to be dark. I hope for it.
yeah, I want him to. We come out that the secret formula in all his candy is actually kids, and he does this golden ticket chase yearly, and it's just because he needs to stock his supplies.
I like that.
Wow, that went darker than I was expecting.
And then after that, we have 2 sequels to end out the year. And you know how in years past we've had like big sequels like Avatar or Star Wars or some like big, huge franchise? Well, we're getting a Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel and Aquaman sequel. I mean, what is happening to the point that they're already recasting Jason Momoa as someone else in the DC universe, but they're still releasing this Aquaman movie? I don't know.
Wait, what? Really?
Yep.
So Jason Momoa is not Aquaman anymore.
No, he is Aquaman,
Oh,
but
he is.
he's also signed on to be Lobo, is it?
That was a thought
It's
process.
just a
I doubt it's
rumor?
gonna
Okay.
happen. I think it's a rumor.
Okay.
But
Wow.
still, if they're already talking about that, I don't know. Flash and Aquaman seem like the weirdest releases on this whole calendar.
Yeah, really, really does.
Well, Aquaman was just blech.
Generic, yeah.
There was nothing special about it. And it's so funny because, like, I remember everybody was so excited when you watched the show Entourage and they were going to make an Aquaman movie.
Oh man, Entourage. That was a good show.
But anyways, Ghostbusters, I don't know why, but for some reason it's not tickling my jollies. I think we could have just left it. It could have been like Back to the Future. Back to the Future doesn't need a new movie or show or anything like that. Leave Ghostbusters alone.
Yeah, but these IPs make big money. Ghostbusters keeps coming with like a new video game every year, and it keeps making money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess.
of course they're going to. And it's the kids this time, so you get a whole new generation to.
It's
Get
the
suckered in.
kids.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's another Entourage joke. Wow. It's for the kids.
All right, Turtle.
No, that was Mark Wahlberg who said it. Wasn't
I
it Mark
figured.
Wahlberg? Yeah. Anyways.
Cool.
Well,
So,
anyways, what a
everyone,
fun year.
That's a
year's
look
gonna
at
be
movies coming out
this
in
year.
2023. As I said earlier, we're going to now have a look at TV shows coming in 2023 because if you keep track, you know that TV is probably where it's at when it comes to storytelling. But if you did have to pick a top 3 of this list, I'll go first to give you guys time. Mine is Spider-Verse, Quantumania, Mission Impossible.
oh wow. Prague, do you want to get? I've got mine.
Yeah, I think mine's Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy. The third one's gonna be tricky because it's like, do I
Third
go
one's
with Mission
tough.
Impossible, Barbie, or Oppenheimer? 3 in a row right there.
Mario.
Woohoo!
Cocaine Bear with the Dark Horse.
I could, but I'm gonna go Barbie for third place.
Wow, man, that high up on your list.
I think I'm
That's
more
amazing.
excited for Barbie because Praga's excited for Barbie.
That's wild, man. I am not expecting that. Anyways, mine about the same. Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm just gonna say at this point, with knowing nothing of it yet, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right.
I wish there was at least a screenshot of what the turtles look like, so I could get an idea of if it's gonna be like, do I really want to see this? But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Cool. So, to everyone listening, be sure to follow at Secondary Heroes on all forms of social media. Leave us a review, do all that cool stuff. More importantly, reach out to us and tell us what 3 movies are you most excited for in 2023. Let us know. Maybe we'll talk about it on the next show. Until then, we hope you enjoy, and we'll talk to you next time.
Frog out.
Adios, y'all.